Hello everybody and welcome back to Red Devils TV. Now this is your Manchester United versus Arsenal preview. United go to the Emirates facing the top of the league team. Well, in Arsenal, obviously, as we know, they're at the top of the league. They're a very strong team. Obviously, we're going to their backyard. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be challenging. But Erik ten Hag's team has proven this season that we can upset these big teams. We've already upset City. We've already upset Liverpool, Spurs, Chelsea we played really well against. The list goes on. United have proven under Erik ten Hag this season that you can't count us out anymore. And it's brilliant to see. But this is a different game because we're going against the top of the league. We're going against like the favourites to win the league. And obviously, as we all know, at the start of the league, no one expected Arsenal to win the league. It's crazy. But what Arteta's done with them this season is kind of a lot like what Erik ten Hag's done with United. He's just stepped up his game. He's made sure that his philosophy is working, and it's showing that it's working. Arteta's got rid of the big players in like the likes of Aubameyang, Pepe, players who weren't playing too well, and he's invested in a young squad which is working. And Erik ten Hag's kind of done that as well. Obviously, he got rid of Ronaldo, got rid of Paul Pogba in the summer, Jesse Lingard, players who had an ego and players who demanded a lot more. And yeah, that's just the way I see it, and I think Erik ten Hag's system is working. I mean, people say that Erik ten Hag's copying Arteta. Not really, because if you watch what Erik ten Hag was like at Ajax, that was the way he ran the football club. He invested in his youth players and he brought them through to the first team and made sure they had the right mentality, the right attitude, so they could win games. And eventually Erik ten Hag won them the title with Ajax. And obviously, let's not forget when they went to the semi-finals with Spurs, or was it the quarterfinals? Well, what league was it? It was the City. It was when Liverpool won the Champions League, and it was Spurs and Liverpool in the final. I think it was the 2018-2019 season where Liverpool obviously won it, like I just said. But Erik ten Hag was the surprise team that got I think it was either the quarterfinals or the semi-finals, because obviously Spurs knocked out Ajax. I think it was the 3-3 on aggregate, and obviously they beat City on aggregate as well. So yeah, well, obviously let's just talk about Arsenal. Obviously I spoke about Erik ten Hag and what to expect from this game. So it really depends how Erik ten Hag sets up, because we've got CASEMIRO suspended. That's obviously the big news, and that's going to be the biggest loss of Sunday's game. And for me, I feel like obviously it is a big loss, but we're not a one-man team. And Manchester United have proven, and Erik ten Hag has proven this, that over the last few months, Erik ten Hag has tried specialising players who can play in other positions. He's been playing them there when needed. So like Luke Shaw being converted from a left-back to a centre-back almost. Obviously when Sandro Martinez was absent, as when Argentina won the World Cup, he played Luke Shaw as the left centre-back and played Malacia as the left-back. And it works. And I'm going to kind of do that today. And obviously, as you can see by the starting 11 that's on the screen. By the way, thank you to the editor of who does the thumbnails. He's now started doing predicted 11s. Hopefully, Red Devils TV are going up in the world. So yeah, obviously, as you can tell by the predicted 11, this is my team that I've gone for. And I feel like that's the best option that Ten Hag can go for. That's the team that I would go for, and it only depends on what Erik ten Hag does. So as you can see by the starting 11, it's David De Gea, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Shaw, Malacia, Martinez at CDM, Fred as the box-to-box, Bruno as the 10, Antony on the right, Martial in the middle, and Rashford on the left. So that's my starting team that I would go for. I wouldn't play Weghorst in this game, and I'll tell you why in a moment, but I just want to talk about my starting 11. So, as I've just said, Luke Shaw obviously has been playing as a left-sided centre-back for a few weeks now. He's played the game very, very well, and I'm not expecting Luke Shaw to be a CDM as well. You can't really expect him, when he's played left-back for the majority of his career, to then be in the same season to be converted to being a left-sided centre-back and a left CDM. You can't do that. And for me, I feel like Luke Shaw is good enough to be the left centre-back. He's got a good relationship going with Varane, so I feel like that'll be a good establishment. But yeah, the big talk is Lisandro Martinez at CDM. Do I think Erik ten Hag will do this? Yes, because I feel like he doesn't rate McTominay enough, and I feel like he won't play McFred, because obviously ten Hag is very intelligent and he won't play two players to do a one man's job. So I feel like it will show that we will miss Casemiro on Sunday. But like I said, I feel like Lisandro Martinez can do the shift there, and I'll tell you why. Because even though he's not played the holding midfielder role at Manchester United, he's done it for Ajax, and guess who was his manager at Ajax? Erik ten Hag. So it's not like Erik ten Hag is going in blind to this game saying, like, panicking, like, oh no, I've not got a natural holding midfielder, because we don't, because Casemiro suspended. But he knows that Lisandro Martinez, because obviously he's brought him from Ajax to Manchester United. He really rates Martinez, as we know, and I feel like that Martinez would do a better job, because as we know, he's good on the ball, he's good at pressing forward, he's good at passing the ball, and he's a natural centre-back as well. So if United go 1 or 2-0 up in the game and we need to defend, we can then create an easy back five. So it's not like we might even go to a back three at one point if we're on the attack. Martinez, Shaw and Varane as the centre-backs, like very spread out wide, allowing Malacia and Wan-Bissaka to go more forward and become maybe even inverted midfielders in almost. So I am looking forward to the game and how Erik ten Hag does set up, but like I said, that's the team I would go for. Like I just said as well, about Weghorst, that I don't think he'll play, because with the likes of Saliba and Gabriel, I feel like that if Weghorst does start, they will press the life out of him. United will not get out of their own half if Weghorst starts, and for me, I'd bring Weghorst on, because I'll tell you why in a moment. But Weghorst for me wouldn't start. If Martial is fit, you play Martial, and if Martial's not fit, you play Rashford in the middle and Garnacho on the left. That's what I would do. I would not start Weghorst, and I don't think he had a terrible debut against Crystal Palace, but I don't think he had a great performance, and I feel like for such an important game, you don't play Weghorst in this game. I think it's too much pressure on him. He's only just joined us, and I would bring him on as a substitution, and I'll tell you why in a moment. And that's because last time we faced Arsenal, we won 3-1. And obviously, we were 1-0 up when we went into half-time. And then for that first 10 to 15 minutes, Arsenal were ruthless against us. And Saka obviously got his goal. Malacia got outpaced by him, and obviously Saka scored the goal. But then what happened? Ten Hag brought on Cristiano Ronaldo, which allowed Arsenal's defence to push a higher line so Ten Hag could set his trap. And I'm expecting Arteta to know this, but if we bring Weghorst on, who's not a natural fast striker, if we bring Weghorst on, we can do the same trap. We can make Weghorst be the striker, allow Arsenal to push their line up, and we can allow a player like Antony or Rashford or Garnacho to get in between, to get in behind and beat that defence for pace, and we'll do a long ball. Because let's face it, the win against Arsenal when we won 3-1, that was a smash and grab. It wasn't tactically outplayed, because to me, Arsenal were the better team, but United were just better on the day when it came to finishing their chances. So for me, I said that in my video when that game happened, that for me, Cristiano Ronaldo won us that game. It was a substitution. Obviously, he didn't get the winning goal. He didn't really play much part in, but kind of like what Martial does, where he draws out the defenders to be constantly marked. It allows our wingers to get in behind more and get their chances easier. So yeah, and you might be thinking as well, where's Eriksen in my squad? I'd bring Eriksen on for maybe 30 minutes or so if we need a bit of creativity. But for me, Eriksen's been bang average recently. I know he got his assist against Crystal Palace, but I have so many back and forth debates on Twitter about Eriksen. I don't think he's physical enough to be playing that number 8 role. And I was really excited for the signing when he first joined at the start of the season, because I thought he'd be playing as the number 10. But as the number 8, he's not physical enough. He doesn't get, like, going forward, he's great, but you need that player that's a box-to-box. They're running up and down that field all game, creating, defending, passing, the lot. That the box-to-box midfielder position is so important. It's a position I used to play when I play football. I like to be in the midfield. I like to run up and down the pitch all day, and I like to do my interceptions. I like to go forward. That's what I like about being a box-to-box, and I really admire that position. And for me, Eriksen going forward, brilliant. His playmaking ability, brilliant. But when it comes to his defending, he backs out of challenges too much. He's not going shoulder to shoulder with players, and he's really not relatively that quick either. So if he gets, like, for example, because we're going against Arsenal's midfielder, right? You've got Thomas Partey, Granit Xhaka, and Martin Odegaard. Odegaard and Partey are very physical players, and Odegaard's very technical. And I feel like that Eriksen will just get ran rings around him in the game. So that's why I wouldn't start him. I'd bring him on if we need some extra creativity, but that's about it. I would not play Eriksen. Obviously, we've not heard about the Lot's injury yet, so that's why I'd start Wan-Bissaka as well. But apart from that, that's my starting 11 and how I'd explain it. So about what was I going to say? I've lost my train of thought. I apologise. Score predictions. So obviously Arsenal are favourites to win this game, but they were favourites to win the last game too, and obviously we won it. As Erik Ten Hag said after the Crystal Palace draw, he turned around and said that, well, we beat Arsenal last time without Casemiro, which is true. But I feel like this is going to be a different game. I feel like it's going to be a lot like the City game. It's going to be probably about 0-0 for the majority of the game, and then it's just the first team that scores, really. That's the way I see it. I think it's going to be a 1-2-0 victory, and I'm going to go for Manchester United for the win, so I'm going to back my team. But it might even be a draw, 1-1, because I feel like that the way that Arsenal played against Newcastle is how I think we're going to play. Arsenal are going to try and dominate us. We're going to have to defend really, really well, and we're going to have to just try and take our chances and stay in the game, because we're in Arsenal's background. We're at the Emirates. We know what Arsenal are like at the Emirates. They're unbeaten at home this season. So, yeah, I feel like it's going to be a very difficult game, but it's a game I'm really looking forward to. And I've just said my score prediction. I'm not too sure. I've said I feel like it'd be a 1 or 2-0 victory, but I just feel like Arsenal are going to get a goal. I'm going to go for 2-1 United. I feel like that United will score early, and then Arsenal will score just before half-time, and United will score around the 60th minute. I think because obviously United seem at the moment to start off slow in the second half, which allows teams to try and punish us. It happened against Crystal Palace on Wednesday, and it also happened against City last weekend. So yeah, I personally feel like that Arsenal are going to come out swinging in the second half, try and get their second goal to put the game to bed. But I feel like United are going to stay in there, and then as Arsenal are very tired and worn out because of their constant pressure, United are going to set up a trap, and we're going to score from it, and the game's going to end 2-1. But that's my prediction. Let me know your predictions down in the comments down below. I'm really looking forward to it. I love interacting with the comments, as you know, so don't be shy. Let me know your comments down below. I'm looking forward to this match as always. So yeah, thank you for watching today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.